cage for hours. Please. Kiss me.
Greetings and salutations. This is Cage's Kiss, the ultimate Cage cast, where we discuss each of the National Treasure's cinematic masterpieces and his life. We also try to glean whatever kernels of wisdom we can from his characters that week. My name is Linda, but you can call me the Cheese.
I'm Donnie, the wacky rapist!
Oh boy, Donnie! This would be me, Adrian, and I'm just loopy because I saw 2 Nicolas Cage movies this week.
That's right.
Rape fest!
We've got a 2 for 40 today.
Because it's 1989.
We're discussing
Yeah.
his short cameo in the lesser-known film Never on Tuesday, and the hard-to-find Italian film Time to Kill, not to be confused with A Time to Kill.
The DVD I got of Time to Kill from Artiflix, which has no artwork on it, by the way, it contains the Nicolas Cage movie and the credits and runtime for the Nicolas Cage movie, but the description is detailed in very fine print of the 1996 movie A Time to Kill.
That is amazing, and I kind of am glad if you didn't destroy it, though I would understand if you did.
It's like one of those Chinese Batman DVDs that Ashens would review, except not as cool because it's not Batman. It's just Time to Kill.
Wow. Well, now I suppose we should start this off by saying that we watched these 2 movies so you don't have to.
You never have to.
We are absolutely heroes. I know that word is not used very lightly, but we're never getting those hours
Just for
back,
one day.
guys. And we did this for you, all 5 of you. And
Yeah.
you can watch them for free on YouTube, but don't. I mean, if you're really, 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 really bored,
YouTube!
you've got nothing to do, still
heroin.
don't do it. Yeah, see what heroin's all about.
Yeah, see if it's right for you.
Yeah. Or do yourself a favor, get Shudder and watch The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs.
God damn it, we're not getting paid by them, so we can stop
By the way,
plugging them.
Time to Kill
All right, fair
is
enough.
available on YouTube, but only in the Italian language version, which is the original audio, by the way.
That's actually what was funny about watching that for me, and the only joy I got out of watching Time to Kill was that it was on YouTube, and it kept switching between the English and Italian audio, and it was fucking hilarious.
Oh, really? The one I found was only the Italian audio. That's weird.
So you watched a
And
different
also the
movie.
Italian audio one I found was only 4 minutes shorter.
Ah,
Okay, well let's talk about them a little bit. So Never on Tuesday, the one where Cage only has a cameo, that came out September 13th, 1989. Cage is in it, I think, for like about a minute.
yeah.
And Time to Kill came out October 27th, 1989. It's Italian. I don't know if it had a wide American release or not.
I don't believe so.
Probably not. It's thoroughly lesser known.
For good reason.
So, God. So, there's some stats here. Never on Tuesday was written and directed by Adam Rifkin. It's his first feature-length film. Adam Rifkin is better known for doing Detroit Rock City, which I've never seen.
Wow.
National Lampoon's The Stoned Age, a.k.a. Homo Erectus, which I've never seen and really don't think I'll ever see.
No.
He directed The Dark Backward with Judd Nelson, which actually looks pretty good from the trailer, but trailers can be deceptive.
This is true.
And he did that piece of shit Charlie Sheen movie, The Chase.
Oh.
You remember that one? Where the whole thing set inside the
God,
car, and he
yeah.
has a sex scene in the car, and freaking Henry Rollins as a cop is chasing him.
But to be completely fair to him, he also did The Last Movie Star with Burt Reynolds.
I did not see that.
Was there
I
rape?
love Burt Reynolds, but a lot of his later was there rape? Both of our movies have a common thread in that they're rapey
Misogynistic
patriarchy
and rapey.
things set in deserts.
Yeah.
Time to Kill was directed by Giuliano.
Oh, I looked it up. It's
Giuliano Montaldo, who also directed the 1967 crime film Grand Slam, which had Edward G. Robinson and Janet Leigh and Klaus Kinski, and it's actually pretty good.
Huh.
He did something called Machine Gun McCain, which had Cassavetes and Peter Falk,
Oh, Peter
which
Falk.
I didn't see, but yeah, those two were pals in real life too. Montaldo did a few things. It looks like he's not one of my kind of Italian film directors. He's more good on the whole because he mostly does like historical and drama type stuff. Like he did the movie about Sacco and Vanzetti from '75.
Well, that movie was not good on the whole.
Yeah, well, Time to Kill has some issues. It's got a score by Ennio Morricone, who needs no introduction.
Nope.
If you don't know who Morricone is, pick up something heavy and hit yourself with it.
Oh yeah.
This now there are 4 screenwriters. I didn't look all of them up because like that would just take time. But it was based on a book by Ennio Flaiano, who was Federico Fellini's writer for a long time.
I didn't know
was
that.
a writer on 8.5, among other things. In Time to Kill, there's a few distinguished people going into that one. It's out of the norm for us, partly because it's an Italian production. It looks different. It's like grainy. It's got saturated color. Cage's eyes are like extra special blue. He's more Jimmy Stewart looking.
Yeah.
It's got Giancarlo Giannini playing the major, and he's done a lot of English language films. You've probably seen it before. He's the one who got a grenade up his ass by Denzel Washington in Man on Fire.
Yes, you do.
And he gets his guts cut out by frickin' Anthony Hopkins in Hannibal.
Nice.
A lot of unfortunate things happen to him.
Yeah,
That's pretty much both movies.
Yeah.
he gets around. Time to Kill was shot by Blasco Gelato.
Gelato?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, there you go. He's the cinematographer who shot Cinema Paradiso,
Oh shit.
and he also shot Escape from the Bronx, the sequel to 1990 The Bronx Warriors,
Oh my.
which is freaking awesome.
Wow.
Let me see.
So for our
Okay,
list of
that's-
things that you should be watching instead of these movies.
Yeah, you can check these other pictures. This is like a lot of better filmmakers sort of slumming it. Time to Kill also has Patrice Flora Proxo as Mariam, Cage's victim. She has done, it looks like she had a short career, a lot of Italian television.
Huh.
Looks like, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that like both of them are about how men become, especially like straight white men, become just fucking stupid when it comes to TNA. Like they see a hot chick and it's like, oh
right.
no.
I think that's kind of sexist of you because, as Never on Tuesday pointed out, it is a straight man's duty to turn a lesbian straight because she just hasn't found
Which
the
is
right
the lesson
guy
we
yet.
should take away from that film, apparently.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, Time to Kill is set in 1936, and it's set in Ethiopia, so it's about Mussolini's fascist soldiers, conquering Africa. So the rape that Cage perpetrates is not just a rape.
No,
It's like it's a metaphor for many things, and like there's narrative and there's these themes about this old world, modernist notion, which fascism was, about conquest being heroic.
yeah.
And it's like it's a little bit like Crime and Punishment or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
it makes
like
sense in the context of the film.
this
Yeah.
torment thing. That one comes from a better place. Although the rape scene is not necessarily non-exploitive.
Yeah, and like other movies based on books, the book apparently was a lot better in detailing
It
a lot
has
of
to
things.
be.
the
I mean,
film
I believe
left
it. That
out.
guy's a great writer. Whereas Never on Tuesday is a couple of guys who know hands down that they're not going to score with this chick, and yet they have graphic fantasies about balling her throughout the 90-minute runtime.
There,
Yeah.
yeah,
Which
and
we're
there is
forced
kind
to
of a
watch.
rapey fantasy in that too.
Quite a few. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, and it's like it's yeah, no. So hey, but if you're a big Babylon 5 fan and wanted to see Claudia Christian's tits, this is the movie where you see
Titties.
Claudia Christian's tits.
Oh my god, not only that, you get to see her tits while she's in a bed in the middle of the desert being danced around by little underage ballerinas.
I thought they were underage at the first pass, but then I thought maybe the bed's just higher. I
I'm
don't know. I don't
hoping
know if they
so,
could
because
actually
that's
shoot-
really fucking
'Cause
bizarre.
if they actually shot that with actual like 10-year-olds like
That's
in tutus,
traumatizing
like,
as shit.
that'd be pretty fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie's pretty fucked, but like that would be so fucked that in 1989 they would have realized it was fucked.
And
Yeah,
I
but
don't
given
think we'll ever know because I don't think they were credited.
We'll never know because everyone literally did a whole fucking mountain of cocaine. And they're like, hey, there's a camera over there. Oh, let's start filming this.
I can't believe they got Elliot Kastner to back this movie. Like, that guy had done Robert Altman movies. He produced Where Eagles Dare. What the hell? Was he on an off day? He's like, I got a pile of money. What I'm
Cocaine's
gonna
a hell
do?
of a drug.
You know,
also,
then Adam Ricketts shows up. I have no visible talent. Make my movie.
The executive producer was Cassian Elwes, which is
Right.
He's of
Cassian
course Carrie's
Elwes.
brother.
Star
Right?
Wars.
Yeah.
So, I think I don't know if that's how they got most of the big name actors through.
Oh, I got one more credit, by the way, for Never on Tuesday. Never on Tuesday, I'd like to point out right now, is probably one of the worst musical scores I've ever heard in a movie.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah,
There's some good 50s rock and roll songs interspersed, because they could get those for cheap, but there's this terrible fucking score. This score would sound bad on a porno. That's how bad this fucking music is. And which this movie nearly was anyway. It's like, oh, how'd you come up with that?
I
Fucking
actually
demo
did
fucking
recreate
music?
that on my MIDI keyboard while I was watching the movie.
Oh, you do infomercial music too. Oh,
Yes.
that was by a guy named Richard Stone, who actually, because there's no justice in this world, he actually had some success later on in the 90s. He did music for Animaniacs and Tiny Toons.
that's
Apparently, he is at least one of the writers on the Pinky and the Brain theme.
Huh. That's why he sounds familiar. Well, that and his name is Dick Stone.
Yeah, I mean, just to give you an idea about Never on Tuesday, it's literally two guys, a geek and a jock, driving down to California, and the jock starts messing with the geek's hair while they're driving, going 60,
they have the
70
dumbest
miles
conversation
an hour.
ever.
And they start swerving on the road.
In a desert.
Yeah, in the desert. They almost kill this woman. They, in real
They
life,
cave
they
in the side of her
bug.
VW Bug. They do. The two side doors are just swooshed in.
Yeah,
And
it's
she
like
has all rights to be pissed, to be murderously pissed.
But she would have,
her
but instead
reactions are
it's just,
underplayed, if anything.
she comes out and they do a slow motion thing to Great Balls of Fire, showing her
they
in
start
heels.
doing the killer there. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys get out of the car. They have instant boners, and instead of being mad at them, she's calm, like, "Oh, you guys almost killed me. Wow, this kind of sucks."
Men, how droll.
Yes, and immediately they're like, "Rape game." They are just ready to fuck her brains out.
No, she walks down the road having some kind of a flustered reaction to them, and they say, "Okay, I'm going to do her first. No, I'm going to do her first. Let's flip a coin."
Yeah,
it is a foregone conclusion that they're going to be doing her one way or another.
And then she comes up with a plan to meet up with them somewhere, and they don't hear any of it. Because they are too busy.
Because they start fawning over her body.
Yes, they go, "Oh, boobies. We've been staring at her for a couple minutes, but all of a sudden I can't think of anything but boobies."
Yeah, it's kind of like The Hobbit when the trolls are deciding how to cook the dwarves, but instead of cooking the dwarves, it's how we're gonna fuck the girl.
Yeah. No, and and she's on to this because they're obvious and they're terrible tiny boners are tending their pants the whole time.
Oh, this is wonderful.
And so they're all leaning up against the VW Bug, and she starts feeling up their legs. She's like, boys.
Yes, she even puts their hands on her thighs.
Something. Yeah. She's like, I bet you want to ride this pony. Oh, but there's one thing you should know, record scratch. I'm a lesbian. What? A lesbo? No, a lesbian. That's unnatural. And she's like, why do you like girls? Like, because girls are hot. She's like, yeah, I agree. Girls are hot. I'm a lesbian.
I love Virginia.
And then he's all like, she's not a real lesbian because she's not all ugly like I think lesbians are. We're going to put our dicks in her anyway because a man will show her that she needs one.
Yeah. They actually say that it's their duty.
He does. He says this in words. This is not us inferring things. These are in words.
Yeah.
In fact, I have the movie running silent in the background right now with the Italian subtitles, and I have no idea what they're saying.
I think the only thing that you can really get away with in this is that you can't tell me there was a script to this. You can't tell me it was an actual movie because nothing happens except them drooling over her, trying to convince her to become straight, and then roundaboutishly becoming frenzies while fantasizing about fucking her.
No, this movie. I was thinking about this while I was trying to sleep earlier. This is another one of those many movies that's a play and it doesn't know it.
Yes.
And yet and if it had pursued that tack a little better, it could have been a movie. Oddly enough, but it doesn't do that, and so it fails to be anything.
But the only thing that keeps it somewhat watchable is all the cameos. The first one, being Nicolas
they
Cage.
knew they had nothing, so Elliot Kastner's like, okay, Brat Pack actor friends, here's some cocaine. Go to.
Now, that's why I really believe this was just a cocaine party that turned into a film, because maybe you can tell me a background on why the fucking hell Nick Cage had a Steve Martin Roxanne nose that looked like the hood of his car, unless it was a joke thing for holding cocaine.
He's the first cameo before they figured out that their cars don't run anymore. He pulls up in a fucking like red Lamborghini or whatever, and he comes out with his blonde messy hair and this prosthetic nose, and he goes, "Anybody hurt? Can I give anybody a lift?" and the jock guy is all like, "No, we got it under control. Wink, wink." Blink, like,
which was apparently
translation.
Like
we're gonna get laid.
We're gonna fuck this lesbian.
Okay, I'll drive out of your movie now.
Which apparently
I am
was
the briefest and oddly the most merciful cameo.
But it was also supposed to be like the funniest fucking thing he'd ever heard, because he just starts laughing.
He does. He has this awkward laugh, and it's like this is an ugly rich fuck driving around in a goddamn Lamborghini.
And you know what? You could totally
maybe we should watch the movie about him.
Go to YouTube and just watch his scene.
Yeah, no, there is a clip. It's like 1 minute and 10 seconds, and it's only his scene. That is all you need to see of this movie.
That is
No,
it.
I think the only thing you need from this movie is to watch the jock actually say the line, "Does this look like the face of a virgin to you?"
Poor man's Matt Dillon.
The cameos in order, by the way. After that, we get fucking Gilbert Gottfried doing this terrible traveling salesman bit. He pulls up in a fucking Edsel and sells them this brush that's a dog brush, a toothbrush, and a hairbrush.
I believe he was selling them the Peltzer's Bathroom Buddy, because that's exactly what that was.
Yeah, no, I know they didn't even have an art department. That's what kind of a piece of shit movie this was, And then the Jewish nerd dude buys one, and then Gilbert Gottfried drives off without helping them.
Yes.
Yep.
Even though they've already figured out their cars don't run by then, Gilbert Gottfried's like, "It's okay, I don't have a driver's license."
Drives away.
And Gilbert Gottfried, like he's never quite phoning it, and he's always doing the same thing. But like this, the whole routine is stupid.
And then we get Charlie Sheen.
Then we get Charlie Sheen as like this like hick jailbird robber guy. He's like, "Lady, I'll drink your bathwater."
He's kind of playing like an Elvis before he drops it and decides he's going to be the same character in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh yeah, no, and he robs them blind. For some reason, they all of a sudden have a shitload of stuff in these cars, like they were moving.
They got
I got records. It's like, well, what you got? It's like, I've got Dylan, and I've got Iron Butterfly, and I've got Chubby Checker, Iron Butterfly in the car. He steals the guy's menorah, he steals the brush thing. Yeah, no, which is the most drawn out segment.
But then you get the awesome line with him of, what was it? I raped guys like you back in prison.
Yeah, no, the jock guy, he keeps calling him gay slurs. He keeps calling him queer and fag and stuff. Yeah. And he says, "I'm not gay, right?" It's like, I rape guys like you in prison.
Yeah.
Which brings me back to, I'm really disappointed in the actress for not pointing out, even if she is a lesbian, she should have been knowing that these guys are really, really gay.
I've never confirmed it, but back in college, our roommate Eric forced us to watch 5 seasons of Babylon 5.
Oh, God.
In what I can only classify as a cruel experiment. And he asserted
I
at
got
that
out
time
of
that
it,
Claudia
actually,
Christian,
because he decided...
oh, that's right. You shut him down early.
I wasn't paying enough attention, and I didn't take it seriously enough.
There was nothing to pay attention to.
Well, to be fair, you also had a boyfriend that watched extreme martial arts sports, and you were just like, this is just guys trying to butt fuck each other.
Well,
this is gay as shit. Why are you showing me this, fag?
which is why I was watching it.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Yeah. Anyway, Eric told us at that time that Claudia Christian is IRL gay, but I've never confirmed it. So maybe that was Eric's justification for her not answering his fan letter.
Yeah, maybe we can get her to tweet at us and answer that.
Yeah. Not to be mean, Claudia Christian, but this wasn't that great.
I hit her with
we
my
just wanna
car
know.
and she wouldn't fuck me.
Yeah, let's just wreck her car and say, so, we fucking?
Further cameos are Judd Nelson as an eccentric traffic cop, motorcycle cop.
Finally, we get Judd Nelson and Nick Cage
Judd Nelson
together.
and Cage in the same movie after Cage stole all those roles from Judd Nelson.
It was I mean, really, honestly, he's been taking his scraps, like, you know.
Well, you know. Well, you know, I mean, careers have been made that way, though. I mean,
yeah.
like there are all those roles that they'd considered fucking Tom Selleck for, and they're like, no, we got to save Tom Selleck for the big guns. And the roles that they didn't give to Tom Selleck, they gave to Harrison Ford, and Harrison Ford became a star, and Tom Selleck became Tom Selleck.
True.
The legend.
I guess. So back to the rape.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. We also.
So time to kill. Let me break down Time to Kill.
Oh wait,
for
we
you
also
real
get
quick.
Carrie Elwes. Of course.
No, that's right. No, we
Oh,
get Carrie Elwes,
God.
and we get
Emilio Estevez.
and Emilio Estevez is the tow truck driver. So yeah, this is another Estevez twins movie. This is a sequel to Men at Work.
Minus Flea.
God, I wish.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But yeah, no. So Time to Kill. Nicolas Cage is Captain Corelli, or you know, like Captain Silvestri or whatever his character was. You know,
Captain Rape a lot.
no mandolin, just rape. So yeah, no, they're in. It is set in Ethiopia, on Mussolini's Ethiopia, because that was an Italian colony at the time. It was actually shot in Zimbabwe. So Cage is a soldier. He gets up late one night, and his sensitive, glasses-wearing, journal-writing Italian friend is all like, "No, Nicolas Cage, don't get up." And Nicolas Cage is like, "But I have how you say the toothache. You know, I must go on the march and procure the painkillers. No." And Italian friend is like, "No, we're gonna go out tomorrow." It's like, "Fuck you! I got a toothache. I'm going now." And so there's a narration. It's like, I probably shouldn't have let him go, but he really did have that toothache.
Maybe it would help if we just called both of them Mario and Luigi, because that seems
Mario
kind
and
of weird.
Luigi,
going with this.
Scufuji. So Cage hops a ride on an army truck with this really chatty driver who isn't watching the road and gets the truck crashed.
And he
Cage
ends up
shows
blaming
up
his Nick Cage's
yeah,
character.
no,
too.
and the driver blames Cage. It's kind of adorable. And then it's like he wouldn't stop talking. It was incessant. He was annoying. So Cage turns up again a couple of days later at their destination. He still has the toothache. We get to watch the dentist rip his tooth out with some forceps.
Mm-hmm.
Will it hurt?
Now,
Yeah,
that-
it's gonna hurt a lot.
That kind of got me. Did they actually, because I saw the side he pulled the tooth from, was he actually rubbing the opposite side of his face from where the tooth was pulled?
Oh God, probably.
That was
and
from
also
when
it
he
should
got
be
bitch
noted,
slapped
this
by
is
life.
the second movie, a wartime movie, where Nick Cage has had a toothache.
That's true.
Yes, yeah. No, this is What we didn't know is that at the end of Racing with the Moon, he went and joined the Italian army.
Wait, you never know.
He wasn't fighting the Japanese at all. That was a pretense.
He
And
could have
Bernie.
been rubbing the other side because maybe he has TMJ and having his mouth open that long just hurt that much.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he went down a whole lot while he was gone, on his little trip.
That's possible.
In flashback, he narrates to his glasses-wearing journal writing friend about what really happened. Like, he went to a construction site where the army was building this bridge. He tried to see if there was a medic there. There was not a medic there. He got painkillers, and this student type tells him, it's like, "Oh, take this inconvenient detour. It'll be fine. Good luck." And Nicolas Cage is like, "I often wondered why he wished me luck." And he wished him luck because apparently he was now fated by destiny for bad things to happen.
Yeah.
He trips. He goes to this little pond and finds Mariam, African lady bathing. And she's not wearing nothing. It's Africa. She's like, post for National Geographic. It's nothing big. And he's like, "Here's some soap." She's like, "Holy shit, soap!" this is awesome. And he's like, yes, how awesome was it? And she's like, what do you mean? Well, let me take your garment off here. She's like, wait, about it being awesome. It's like, it'd be really awesome, I think, if I scored right now. And she's like, I'm not sure about this. In fact, I'd rather you didn't. And Nicolas Cage is like, no, let me convince you.
He's like, you used my soap. It's time for the rape.
So, yeah, no, he starts, the thing,
This would have been so much better if you had just had a running commentary of it and, like, you had done the dialogue.
Oh, it would be like Trapped in the Closet. Now, I like this part especially because of the pee.
And there is completely full frontal of
yeah,
this.
no, this is very much an R-rated rape scene. This is this is on camera. And like we said, there's some thematic justification, but this is more like a Sam Peckinpah rape scene where like in the story it's a bad thing, but also certain people will enjoy it.
And for a hot minute, you think you're going to see Nick Cage peen. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Well,
it does not
you're
happen,
really
no.
hoping to see that in a rape scene. I'm glad we pointed that out.
I'm just saying in general.
Audience at home, you're finding so much about us. You're just learning so much more. So oddly enough, it doesn't end there. She does not leave afterwards. They kind of hang out, and he's like, "Hey, you want to eat some of this Italian army rations I have?" She's like, "No, it tastes like shit." He's like, "I agree." She's not speaking in English. They're all like this is an Italian movie. The audio is all done in English. Cage is speaking English, saying his own lines, but she is speaking, Ethiopian.
Yeah,
I don't know what language they speak there.
We should
say,
but not English and not Italian.
Yeah, and after he finishes with the rape, he's like, "Oh, this is kind of awkward. Here, you want some money?" She's like, "No, I don't want your money." Like, "You want a Bible?" "Oh, Jesus, yay!"
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, the Bible bit's hilarious.
Right,
like, this is the Bible.
Like,
it's
right after raping her, he's like, "Here, will this Bible make it better?"
The Bible says what I did to you is wrong.
They hang out. Yeah, they hang out, or that they're man and wife now. Either way, but they hang out in a cave for a couple of days.
Oh wait, no, you're skipping like a really important part. Where
he draws the alligator, the really shitty alligator.
Just after the rape sees, he starts to walk away after giving her his watch and some shorts. And,
and she's like, "Wait, come back."
Yeah, and then apparently, like, even though she was not down for fucking, now she wants to go down on him.
Well, because as he said, when he gave her the watch, he's like, I had this empty feeling in my stomach that somehow when I was snapping my watch on her wrist, I was marrying her. And that's how she acts.
And apparently she agreed. Yeah. So what happens is like they're a little friendlier from there, and then later they're both sleeping in the cave, and some hyenas show up, and Cage whips out his standard issue army pistol and starts shooting at the hyenas. One shot ricochets off the wall with a Cage and shoots Mariam in the gut.
And you're still, like, skipping my favorite scene. Okay, so while she's...
What, the part where he draws the alligator and she's like, "Alligator! It's in the lake! It's in the lake!"
While she's going down on him, they cut to a goat watching them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, all the animals are watching. They're like, "We don't see this every day." No, not every day.
I had to get a screenshot of that goat just like, oh, that's some shit going on
also
over there.
the tender scene where she kisses the wounded hand of her rapist.
Right.
And once again, take time with a wounded hand.
Is that going to be our Cage kiss off?
Yeah, well, it was a wooden hand before.
But I'm sorry, yeah.
Let's. I'm gonna fast forward here just a little bit, but anyway, Cage's glasses wearing sensitive friend there. I think the character is actually named Mario.
Yeah, his name is Mario.
Yeah, his name's Mario. And he's all like, "Well, so you accidentally killed her, but it's shit happens."
Did you pick up all the evidence that you were there?
Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, I got rid of the." And he's like, "Is that all?" He's like, "Yes, goddammit, it's all. Weren't you listening?" And so later, Cage learns that he's getting furlough. He's going to go back to Italy to visit his wife. He's married. He's a two-timing scoundrel.
He talks about how beautiful his wife is and how she loves, how he loves her so much. And then he starts to feel bad about Mariam,
his rape victim.
And his friend's basically like, "Don't worry about it."
Everything will be fine. And then fucking this is about the time that Giancarlo Giannini as the Major shows up and steals the show. It's like, you fucking scumbags, come back to my cabin and drink cognac with me. Ah, shit, fuck. Domestic life is bullshit. I love war. And the Major, he's stealing army supplies and selling them on the black market. So he's loaded down with lots and lots of lira.
So he's the Wario in the story.
Yeah. And they're all drunk and walking along, and it's like, hey, help us score with those bitches with the white turbans over there. And Nicolas Cage is like, white turban, like my victim Mariam wore. And Mario walks up to the white turban bitches, and they're like, no, you see, we had the leprosy? Check out the shit on our hands. And Mario's like, I'm so fucking turned off right now. Ew. and the Major says, stick no dick in a white turban, because they have leprosy. And Cage is like, oh my fucking God, I have contracted leprosy from my sexual encounter.
He's like, that's what I call a sticky situation.
It's Captain Corelli's STD.
Leprosy.
So he's a little tormented and going a little nuts from there, and he winds up missing his boat home. He tries to get stowed away home to Italy, and he doesn't have enough lira.
Yeah, I mean, he goes to a doctor and tells him, I'm writing a novel about a soldier
book, wink,
who
about
bangs
this guy,
a
not
native
me.
and gets sick.
Right. And the doctor's like, let me just report this to the medical board. And Nicolas Cage whips out a gun and shoots at him and runs away.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just asking for a character friend.
Yeah.
It is slightly literary for a second, but then Nicolas Cage is like, no, this is my movie.
Honestly, like I told Linda when I watched it, this whole movie would have made sense if it was shorter and it was an episode of Tales from the Crypt. Because that's exactly how this goes. Where it's like he rapes a girl, feels bad about it, but then he starts having a shit conniption fit because like, oh my God, I think I have leprosy because it's all hitting me at once. So he goes on this
all
rampage
horror,
of
though, where they miss
fear.
scary and land on sad.
Yeah, like he just goes on a fear rampage where it's like, oh my God, this doctor is going to report me and then I won't be able to go back to my wife, which is a great idea. If you think you have advanced leprosy, go sneak yourself back to your homeland and have your wife take care of you and hide you, because that's what he keeps saying she's going to do, because she's going to love him, hide him, and protect him.
Leprosy's gross.
He sneaks onto the boat. It's like he snuck onto the boat. He could have gone home, but he didn't get his papers stamped, and they told him, "Dude, get the fuck out."
No,
like,
he fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh
I'm
no!"
wondering if there was an unspoken reason on that, like they're like some kind of shit, like he thought they'd find out or inspect.
Yeah, it's like, well, that's what I took away was like when he sees where he's supposed to go. There's a whole rush of soldiers, but then like, oh no, there's a secret phone call going on. That's probably about me. So he gets a little paranoid. Yeah, it's well, and we find out later on that he's largely just been punishing himself because he finds Mariam's father and finds out that in fact she did not have leprosy. Yeah,
like so he did not get a disease from her, and the father cures his hand. So like he did not. He didn't. He's not dying, but like you said, I'm sick to the soul. Like what's eating him up is the guilt and the fact that he's part of a guilty society.
That's even the better part is that he decides he needs to go and smuggle himself onto a ship. He doesn't have any money, so he decides he's gonna rob the general, which is the funniest fucking thing in the movie. Is
Giancarlo Giannini is like, fuck you.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm going to ride with the general. I watched the Italian
version all the way through, by the way. That's a direct translation, because in the same scene he says, "Vaffanculo."
Yeah, it's the funniest thing, because he's like, oh, the general has money, so I'm going to ride with him to another town, and then when the general's like, I need to stop, I need to take a shit, Nick Cage robs him, and then decides, so I'm going to walk back to the town we were just at.
He takes the bullets out of his gun.
Yes, he took the bullets out of the guy's gun.
We find out in the closing narration that he got the Major killed because of that.
Right? Yes, that's why he's a horrible fucking
bandits.
human being.
There's resistance, as there will be with any country invaded by fascists. So, they fucking killed him.
He robs the general, and he takes away the general's defenses, leaving him in a rebel-occupied area. Nick Cage wanders off. He can't find help. He goes to Miriam's father's village and demands that he care for him and not tell a soul he's there.
And Miriam's dad's pretty cool about the whole thing.
Oh,
That was the most fucked up thing that made no sense. And I just
he's just insta Yoda at the end there.
That's the sense.
This
like
was
he
Miriam's
cares for
cabin,
him.
wasn't it? No, it's
like,
your cabin now.
He cares for him. And then when Nick Cage figures out it's her dad, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna show you your daughter's shallow grave. I buried her in rocks," which was another
What's
thing
in
I
that
loved.
cave, Miriam's dad? Only
That's
what
another
you
thing
take
we
with you.
left out that I loved is when he buries her, he has to reach in and unbury her arm to get his watch back in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. Because he's class acting. But.
So he tells her
we
dad.
find out only at the end that he put her out of her misery.
Yeah, he shoots her in the head. And it has
also
the
shot
most
her in the head. Yeah,
it has the most awkward transition where the dad is enraged. He's about to bash Nick Cage over the head with his staff. And then it fades away to the next scene of both of them smiling as he's helping Nick Cage build a little porch over the fucking cave that he was staying in.
Yeah, they build maybe that's how they grave over there.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, hey, I'm healed. I can go back home to my wife. And he's talking to his friend Mario about how wonderful things are that nobody caught him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the subtext on that ending there was that Cage threw himself off of the boat.
I'm hoping so because God damn.
There's all those shots of the trail and all those ominous lines about him never having seen him again. And Mario's like, yeah, I blame myself, but toothache, and lines about how, like with fascism, we all thought we were going to be heroes, create this new world.
And his awkward laughing at like non-funny lines.
Yeah. Oh wait! You mean where Giancarlo Giannini is all like, do you know Nietzsche? And Mario's all like, well, not personally. It's like, not personally. That is the funniest shit I ever fucking heard.
Let's not forget Nick Cage questioning children and beating the fuck out of them while he's questioning.
No. Cage very much plays the dick fascist like every chance he gets with the locals there. It's like, who the shit are you?
Yeah, he
I am
was
a Christian.
And we unfortunately
Thank
see
you
a little
for
boy's
raping
butt.
and killing my daughter. What now?
And we unfortunately see a little boy's butt, where he's like trying to get the shorts back from him.
Yeah.
Oh, knew he? Oh.
And he makes a poor lizard smoke a cigarette. He puts a cigarette in the
that's
lizard's
true.
mouth.
He shoves a cigarette in the lizard's mouth, and the lizard's just kind of walking along. It's like, I have no way of getting this out of here.
Like, I got troubles.
I hope this ain't fattening.
I'm in flavor country.
This is my life now.
Well, maybe a crow came along later and went, flavor for me, give it.
Got into flavor country.
Gotta smuggle myself back to Italy and out of flavor country. So we have a common theme. We got rapey desert patriarchy movies here. Although, apart from that, there's some vastly differing approaches here.
I think the common theme of men just like losing their fucking minds like over women. And
I mean, if there was a third Nick Cage film that had rape, this literally could have been I Spit on Your Cage, and it would have just been like a group Cage rape fest. Which really would have been wonderful, but not at all.
I didn't know anything about the movie Time to Kill going in to it. Actually, I didn't know.
I did just because I'd read the review in Video Hound years ago, and I was like, that sounds neat. And then later I just had the VHS for free, and I was like, oh, well, that was a little less neat.
Yeah.
But during the rape scene, I was actually yelling, ew, oh God, Cage rape! He's licking her! Why is he licking her?
Yeah, no, she's shaking her head no, and she's whimpering, and she's not into it. And
it was not okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, like after watching these, I thought that you could have just put them together as one film, and then I saw instead of the title Never on a Tuesday and Time to Kill, like the movie, the play Rent, except it's just rape ! The movie.
Instead of AIDS, they have leprosy.
Rape.
Yeah.
Well, I'm impressed. This is probably the rapiest movie we've done since Valley Girl.
Yeah.
Rapiest twofer anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I need therapy now.
It's like Never on Tuesday. It's kind of like those two mismatched friends from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Became Ohioans, drove
True.
through the desert, and decided to instead of becoming questionable, becoming full on loathsome rapists.
Yeah, and I mean, and honestly, Never on a Tuesday, Weird Science did it better.
Well,
but-
yeah, no. In Weird Science, you got the awkward bit where they're showering with their shorts on and stuff like that. And it's
Well-
like you got that kind of Hughesian innocence almost.
You also get Oingo Boingo, which really
Hell
helped it.
yeah.
Yeah, no, and Michael Berryman.
That's true.
Yeah.
He always
Now,
helps.
like,
things.
it's clear that there are budgetary limitations, but this thing attempted fantasy sequences, although in Weird Science, those fantasy segments were just happening. That's a better
yeah,
movie.
that's
So
why
there's our
honestly.
face-
There's the part where they're
Off.
telling, like, scary stories and zombies start popping out of the sand behind them.
Oh god, yeah.
Which, by the way, is the only non-sex fantasy in the entire picture.
And
Yeah.
it's for the I hesitate to call them actors, but the guys playing the zombies, it was for most of them it was their only acting role. But one of them was was a makeup artist who ended up doing makeup for Babylon 5. So
Ugh.
Oh God!
yeah.
So many strikes against this goddamn movie.
God damn it!
It's like the nerdy one. He's supposed to be the sensitive one, and he's all like, Tuesday, I don't claim to understand, but I'll try to respect your wishes. Then he's a fantasy about being married to her when they're older and fucking her on a dinner table in front of people.
Yes, and how the jock ends up with a fat, ugly girl, and he's like, "Yeah, that's how it
You
goes.
are
I
the
got
ugliest
hot girl."
wife of them all.
And
Yeah,
Adam Rifkin, the writer director, was one of his friends in that scene, that fantasy scene, that watches
yeah.
him, that has an old wife, and watches him fuck Tuesday on the table.
well,
So, yeah, they all brought their mothers onto set and made them watch them ball a chick on a dinner
Bobby,
table.
what you doing to her? That's not natural.
You think though, if this had been like an honest to fuck movie, there wouldn't have been anything to try to open it out. They would have been there in the
No.
desert, It would, and they would have tried to emphasize discomfort. People would have had conversations about side things instead of just when did you first get laid.
Yeah,
The jock guy has this elaborate made up story about getting laid in a glass elevator on the side of a hotel in Chicago.
which even then, it's like, again, something else that did better than this is the first turn on. You had all these campers in a cave talking about their first times when they never had one, and it ends with a huge orgy, which this film wanted to have happen, but it didn't happen because they didn't have Lloyd Kaufman directing it.
That's true.
But
Yeah, there's a lot of things that Never on Tuesday isn't.
Yeah,
and I guess
it's not a
that's the
film.
face-off. It's not about who would have done
Well-
it better, just what movie did it better. Fucking watch
How about
Weird Science.
How about we add to that? What would be your explanation for that film?
For Never on Tuesday?
Yes,
I liked yours best.
cocaine.
Yes.
I think that Adam Shakeman is somehow not Adam Shakeman, fucking Adam Rifkin is somehow Elliot Kastner's distant cousin, and Mamula made them do this.
Yeah.
He's a nice boy. He wants to make a movie.
You're gonna be in his nice
What's
movie.
he want to make the movie about? Like, he wants to make it about 90 minutes long. God, fine. I'll get us some actors, and he makes some shit up.
Which was
my
about
God.
80 minutes too long.
Yeah, I just think, cocaine explains it, or maybe they all died and this was them in purgatory, considering that even when these people stop by, no one stays to help them. It's just, I'm a kooky character and I'm going to hell.
So you
Or
think
maybe
this
one of
is
them was in a
the,
coma.
But
this is like the
recasting,
precursor to Lost?
recasting a complete recasting and Never on Tuesday though might save it. Just
I don't think
just
so.
no. Hear me out here a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, let's
Hear
go
me
down
out
this
here,
rabbit hole.
just a little bit here. So Tuesday, Robert Downey Jr. in a wig.
Okay. I'm in.
Yeah. Okay. For the nerdy guy, I say we do that one as Nicolas Cage, also with a wig.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. For Jock Friend, I say Christopher Walken.
This is hot.
Yeah, and Motorcycle Cop. Oh God, let's see here. Let's see. Hey, Fred Dryer in a mustache. Yeah. And for the Cage guy, we replaced the Cage cameo with probably the real Elliot Kastner, because I just imagine that's how he looks and is.
Okay.
It'd be non-acting. It's like, you don't need a ride. Okay, I'll keep driving. Goodbye now.
You know, I would have taken even though he's too classy for it, a Sam Elliott as the cop would have been fine.
Oh yeah. That one of them massaging shower heads. Well,
Even better,
I would
I
watch the
think.
shit out of that.
You could have done this entire movie with all three of them and had it be like a Weekend at Bernie's situation. It could have been a Weekend at Bernie's film where they're like trying to make it look like she's still alive.
Oh man, that would have been the fucking best. No, it's like they keep propping her up and putting makeup on her. It's like,
yes, exactly.
I think Tuesday's ready to be with us, Carl. No, Eddie, didn't you hear? Tuesday said she's a lesbian. No, Carl, she can't be. She's our bride. Our bride, Carl. No, Eddie, we can't have Tuesday. She belongs to the love that dare not speak its name. It's not fair. It's not fair.
See, that was my idea. I was thinking, like, if this were our movie, it would be like, you know, we're going back to California, and on the way we hit some, you know, hot chick, and we end up killing her, and they're like, oh no, now we got to hide the evidence because, like, you know, it's getting in our way of going to LA and getting boned. So then Gilbert Godfrey comes along, and then we're like, oh,
I can't help but notice you have a dead body. You want to purchase this spray.
And then we're, you know, like, we panic and then hit him on the back of the head with a tire iron and kill him. And then just as we're burying Gilbert Gottfried, then along comes Nicolas Cage, and he sees the hand behind us, and then we have to kill him, and then so on and so forth.
But he also gets to say, do you guys need a hand?
Oh, I see you have one. See?
And then for the tow truck drivers, Fry and Laurie.
Yeah. Or your fucking Gutenberg.
Hell yeah, now it's too hot. Too hot to handle.
No, what am I thinking? The Goots for every part in this thing, especially Tuesday.
Gutenberg and Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yes.
Excuse me, you very pretty lady. I didn't mean to hit you with my car. I don't know.
Yep.
I mean, you know, whatever you feel.
And then we'll tone it down with a little Judge Reinhold.
As the cop, what are you guys doing?
But I can easily see, honestly, why Nick Cage would want to do this cameo, because it's like, it sounds like something that's right up his alley. He didn't have any like limitations set on him. It's
we also have more of him very much not following up on the Moonstruck success on both of these movies.
No,
yeah,
and
definitely.
I hate this is happening, but I knew it would happen watching his movies. He kind of had a little touch still of his accent from Kiss of the Vampire.
Vampire's Kiss, yeah. He's a vampire!
Vampire!
Vampire over!
Mescaline, I'll never do that again.
Shoot.
So, by the way, Time to Kill, very much Judd Nelson. Yeah, they should have.
Oh God, yeah.
I
and
still
Steve Guttenberg is his friend. Oh, you know, that's actually totally his type of movie. That's like Talented Mr. Ripley right there.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh hell yeah.
So, Never on Tuesday. Let's say it's a really inadequate prequel to Red Rock West. I'm gonna drive into the town and accidentally run into somebody. Bye.
Yeah, if you want another movie like this about the Mussolini era, just go watch Sallow. It's like that. That'll give you everything
love
you
that
want.
movie. See, most movies merely eat shit themselves, but this one makes the entire cast eat shit.
They should have just started with a chapter, The Circle of Shit.
Yeah, wait. No. Take Never on Tuesday and give it to Pasolini.
Oh my god.
Terrence Stamp shows up and like seduces every one of them, and they all kill themselves.
Dear God, that's better than Never on Tuesday being a zombie movie where she comes back as a zombie trying to kill them, and that's why it's called Never on Tuesday.
Never on Tuesday, followed by See You Next Wednesday.
Yeah. Again, these would have worked as Tales from the Crypt films.
What's the matter, Nicolas Cage? Not digging this scene?
I can sense another Tales from the Cage coming.
That girl really got boned.
Jesus Christ.
Damn it. So, God damn it. You know, I want to say it's time for cagey wisdom, but like, what the hell
Don't
can
join
you glean
Mussolini's
from this?
army because you'll accidentally rape and murder some chick.
I think I do have some wisdom, and that's if you find yourself with no money or food, you're about to die, you feel there's nothing you can do, you need to buy a Lucky Larry Lupin brush wizard. Because that's the only solution when you're stuck in the desert and you're gonna die and you have no money.
Oh yeah, like he ends
you
up
would
finding the $300, and then it's like,
in a shoe.
yeah, let's all share the $300, and it's like, okay, so what was the point behind that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
There actually was not one. Like if instead of buying the brush, they would have been like, we don't have any cash on us, and he like drove away and didn't give him a ride because of that, and then later he revealed he did in fact have money.
Yeah.
Like then that would have been a moment. Then they could have had like a structure or something. Although if they had done that, I'd rather they hadn't gone with the Jewish stereotype thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Hutch. I was wrong. It was Dutch. Dutch did that when Ed O'Neill is driving his kid across country to his mom, and it's like they get robbed by hookers, and he's like, we had money and we could have gone straight home to my mom. He's like, yeah, but I wanted us to bond over a road trip. And it's like suddenly Ed O'Neill's
there's one thing I can do that you can't do. I can pay for my breakfast. Well, your water looks
better
good,
than
though.
bacon.
Fuck the world,
okay,
I love that
so
movie.
that's the cagey wisdom. Watch Dutch.
Watch Sallow, and don't rape while you're in
watch
Ethiopia.
Sallow. Virtually any other World War II era or road trip movie will serve you better than this.
Yeah, watch Birdie. Watch Birdie and Dutch.
Oh God.
Yeah. God damn it.
Keep your money in your shoe.
Keep your money in your shoe. Well, I have an uncle who's fat.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
But seriously
yeah.
though, like I think like Never on Tuesday is like merely a symptom of the disease that was like late '80s indie comedy.
It really was. It was just a sign of what could go wrong.
There are tons of these like this. Like there was this one with Woody Harrelson called Cool Blue. Like back when I was in high school, my brother and I we'd watch like on like Channel 63 or whatever, the Insomniac Theater, and it would always be some like low budget like 1989 to 91 movie, and like about half of them were these so-called comedies that were shot for like about $5 in the desert with like maybe one actor who was on Friends later.
Yeah.
And just like,
and they were all like this, where they were plotting. They had these stupid, like self-mocking scores. They had like this dumb sense of sexuality, and they were all like, "Look, it's quirky and offbeat." The music just went boo.
yeah. And it's all about like young guys trying to get laid.
Right, yeah, who don't know how to act. It's like, well, if you were a real woman, you put a kiss on my lips. Like, shh, you have a lot to learn about being a man. Oh, yeah? I don't have a comeback. Boom.
Yeah, which was a really polite ending to that film when you're a lesbian and two guys keep trying to plan how to bone you, and you decide to say goodbye by French kissing the fuck out of them.
Then she acts like she'd been fucking them all night to the tow drivers. That's the cherry on top of that fucking turd. And it's all like... It's like, well, I guess they've learned their lesson and they're respectful now, so now I'm going to grind on them.
I think that's why she looks so sad, because she realized she just heavy made out with two guys that haven't brushed their mouth in days.
And then they're in the tow truck afterwards. It's like, oh yeah, we got to drive back with these guys. Like, and Emilio Estevez's like, I don't always drive a tow truck. Sometimes I fuck women. Are you interested? Are you interested in being a woman in my dick?
I was going to say, this turns really quickly into that.
We have all the necessary equipment.
And I have to say that was probably Emilio Estevez's best role yet.
Ever.
Yeah.
Move over, Mighty Ducks, and Dollar for the Dead, and Loaded Weapon 1.
Flying Me.
This is it. You guys have anything else?
What are we doing next week? Tell me about
Well,
What are we doing with
first
our
I need to
lives?
say, please listen, follow, rate, and review Cage's Kiss on
Did you say
iTunes,
rape?
Stitcher.
No.
You know,
What have these movies done to you?
oh, damn it.
Yeah, go well. It's time to
Indeed.
go and merch ourselves because it's rape o'clock.
Please listen,
Apparently,
follow,
we're on iTunes.
rate,
Yes.
review Cage's Kiss on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and YouTube. And please don't watch these movies, and don't ever make us do it. And we need to fund our therapy now. So please, any help we can get.
Consent is a wonderful thing.
Well,
Yeah. And we also need to keep Linda alive, so yeah.
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 Well,
But no, seriously, what movie's next week?
well,
I think it's Wild at Heart.
it is.
And-
God damn it!
Yeah.
Holy shit! That's my favorite
was-
Nicolas
We're
Cage
breaking
movie.
into the 90s.
I was working to it, guys.
It's also my favorite David Lynch movie.
Yes,
So,
we
well, tell
finally
us,
get to
Linda.
watch
We
Wild at
can-
Heart.
Yeah, you can tell us. Go on, tell us. We'll act surprised.
I hate you guys so much.
Come on, just do it. Go ahead and tell us.
Sheesh,
Come on.
Linda, what is that movie?
Yeah, what are we gonna watch?
God, she's acting just like a lesbian. Damn it, Linda. Remember, you can find Cage's Kiss on Facebook and on Twitter at Cage's Kiss. And you can visit our website at cageskiss.com. And you can write to us at cageskiss@gmail.com. If you have any of your favorite cagey wisdom you would like to share with us, please do so. We're on Twitter quite
We watch
often,
your
a little too
shocking
often.
Cage impressions that we ourselves did not think of.
Yeah.
We acknowledge that you, the audience, are wise, and we can benefit from your wisdom.
Yeah.
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 Also,
Thanks
find
to
me on
viewers like
DeviantArt
Oh yeah.
under Leo the Fox. I actually update that. That's the one you can count on.
Fuck yeah.
Donnie,
Oh
you got any
And
plugs?
I'm on the Twitter at
Yeah, I
Unreal
hear that.
Goals. And that's all you
Yep.
need. And that's all you get.
yeah! Yep. No more for you.
I may have done something wrong.
How, in what sense?
You know that
Did you rape a
scene
bagel?
in the original Ghostbusters? The real
the female
Ghostbusters.
cast?
Oh.
Did you cross the streams?
No, well, kind of. But you know that scene where Zool tells them to pick the
The form of their
Form of the
destructor.
Destructor.
yeah, and
We're
they all
talking
try
about
to
the
clear
Axel
their
Brand
minds.
version, right?
Huh?
Nothing. Go on.
Anyway, so then like Ray thinks of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
So our friends at Suck My Fanfic were asking for
plug?
fanfic pics for their Drabble Fest, and I kind of recommended Golden Girls.
Why?
It's really good. Because y'all know I love Golden Girls. The girls are always in my
Oh,
heart.
you're so kooky.
Rue
I hate you.
McClanahan, who strips in Walk the Angry Beach,
Hell yeah. I'm gonna walk that
aka
Angry Beach
Hollywood
in a minute.
After Dark.
But it actually ended up being pretty good. It's a good episode of Suck My Fanfic. You guys should check it out.
Ooh.
And I am sorry if I misrepresented Cage's Kiss, but I love Golden Girls, so y'all can suck my dick. And that's your Cage's Kiss off.
You're so cool, Brewster.
I'm a girl watcher. I'm a girl watcher. Here
It's
comes
a rape
one
time.
now. Oh my my!
God damn it.
I get mighty pale whenever there's no consent. Don't care what you have got to say now. You ain't gotta shout, 'cause I'm gonna lay you out. Just shut your mouth and let me go. The two rapiest movies of all time.
Yeah.
And our last episode.
Cage. 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 Cage.